How's it going, guys? Peshcats here with Game 5 from October 16th, Friday Night Weiss Schwarz. On the left we have Alvin, who's currently 4-0 with the infamous Yami-Mikan to Love Your Darkness. And on the right, he's playing against Brandon, who's currently 3-0 or 3-1 with Wooser, of all things. Very interesting choice of deck. So, I don't exactly remember what all of the Wooser cards do, but I will try my best to look up cards on the internet to find out their effects. So currently, Brandon going first in the back row. He has a 500 assist, and at the start of your encore step, you can pay 2 stock and rest that card to draw a card. So it's good for paying out stock if you attack into a bunch of climaxes. You can pay those out. And Alvin going to start with a Yami anti-salvage. Not really useful against the Wooser deck, considering Wooser's all yellow, has no salvage. But he's going to play the Yami level 0 Searcher, which gets plus 1500 on the turn it comes into play. Now, going back to Brandon, let's take a look at what he has here to work with. I know Wooser has like a 004K, and I think that's it. So, that card's effect is when it gets reversed in battle, you have to clock the top card of your deck. Now, that card is currently at 4,500, so Alvin's got his work cut out for him in terms of reversing that card. At least until he hits level 1, and then he can get rid of that pretty easily. Going to swing for 2, then 2 more. Looks like Alvin might be going to level 1 here after all. And there it is. Alvin's gotten to level 1. He's at 1-0 now. Now it is possible for him, if he has the right cards in his hand, to punish Brandon's early aggression. If he can get the Yami, or not the Yami, the Mikan climax combo with the gold bar. But it doesn't look like he got it. And doesn't look like he has it in his hand at all either. So what will the play be here then? Taking a look at his hand, looks like he's got one of the Mikan PRs. He's got 2 of the climax combo Mikan, a Mia counter. I think that's the 1-1 event. And he has a Brainstormer. And he had one other card. Not sure what it was. Taking a look at Brandon's field setup, looks like he's got a 2K up top. He's got a 4-5 in the center. And his bottom character is... oh, what character is that? His bottom character is also... is a 2-5. So it looks like Alvin's just going to play his Mikan climax combos even though he doesn't have the climax. Perhaps he might just attack with those 2 and try not to get Brandon to level 1 as well, so that he can try and get a gold bar. But with the way his Mikan are set up, if he reverses the one in the center, then Brandon's going to take a damage off of that. So if his intent was to not let Brandon get to level 1, then he shouldn't be attacking the one in the center. Alright, so Brandon's guaranteed level 1 right now. And he does get the gold bar. So assuming those Mikans can stay on the field for another turn, he'll be able to use the climax combo to search for whatever he needs from his deck. Now I'm going over to Brandon. He can clock here, bringing himself to level 1. Looks like he's going to clock one of those climaxes in his hand. I don't imagine he needs 2+2 souls at once. And Wooser being only one color, Brandon does not have to worry about which color he levels. He can just throw a yellow card in there. Alright, so the cards we're going to see coming out, I believe that's the Clock Encore. It's like a 1165 Clock Encore? Yeah. So that's at 7k power. Both of Alvin's Mikons are currently at 6k, and he does have a 2k counter in his hand, so he can save his center Mikon. And that card that he just played on the bottom is a level 1. The one where Wooser's like dead. It's a level 1 with 5k power, and I think the effect is when it gets reversed, you reveal the top card of your deck, and if that card is a climax, you send that level 1 to stock. So, potential stock gain if you get lucky, I guess. And he throws down a +2 soul. Alvin's going to cancel the first attack. Fronts for 3. Alvin's obviously going to play the 2k counter so that he can save his Mikon. And honestly, I think side attacking here is a bad decision because you're setting up the Mikon for reverse on the following turn. So I think it... Okay, actually, no, because he Clock Encores that, so he does have he would have had a target there to reverse. Okay, so Alvin's going to play the 1/1 event, so you get to search your deck for one character with transformation trait, and actually that's an illegal play, because you have to search for one housework character and one transformation. You can't search for 2 transformation characters, so... or at least I'm like 90% sure you have to search for one of each. But anyways, so you search for one housework, one transformation, and then you discard one card. So Alan's gonna play the 1/1 Mikon. It gives hand encore and 500 to characters in front, and he's gonna play the gold bar combo. So the gold bar combo works with both the Mikon and the back row Yami. So if the Mikon reverses the battle opponent while you have the climax in play, you get to search your deck for a housework or a transformation trait. And the Yami is when you play the climax, you get to search, you get to give 2k power to any character. All right, as long as Alvin searches a housework trait character with one of these Mikons, then everything's okay, and that 1/1 event earlier is I guess it's fine. Alright, cool. So, we're just gonna pretend that he searched that Mikon off of the event, and then he searched the 1/0 counter off of that climax combo. Alright, so Brandon top checks for the 1/0. It's not a climax, so he does not get that 1/0 into stock, and his whole board is wiped. So let's see what's going on here. So it looks like he's hand encoring the level 0. And he also clock encored the 1/1. Looks like he's running kind of low on hand. He's got like, what, 3 or 4 cards in his hand right now? Clocks to draw a couple more. The good thing here is that he's not totally behind on damage. He's down 2 damage. He's at 2-1 while Alvin's at 1-6, but at the same time Brandon's about to start attacking. And the card that he played just now, the one that's currently in the center, is I think that's the 2/1 oversize. It's a 2/1 9k. If you have 3 or less characters on the stage, you cannot play it. Wait, he can't play that because he only had 3 characters. So if he plays one more character, this is okay. But like there are a couple errors going on in this game. So please play one more character, please. Please? Oh no. Okay, we have a problem. Anyways, +2 soul, swings for 5, swings for 3. Gonna use a 2k counter once again. Alvin cancels again. He's got tons of climaxes still in his deck. And cancels one last time. So Alvin has the choice of hand encoring his center Mikan right now. He has a gold bar in his hand, so he can use the climax combo once again. He's probably going to just not clock here, so that he can keep those 6 cards in his clock out of his refresh. And his best move is, in my opinion, his best move is to switch the Chibi Mikan with the center, play the climax combo, and then use the back row Yami to give a 2k buff to the Mikan on the bottom column, the bottom row. That would buff it up to 9k against the clock encore, which is only 7k. Now, if I'm not mistaken, the Wooser deck does have a 3k counter in it, so if Brandon has that 3k counter, he can stop that climax combo from going off. But Alvin's definitely going to get at least one here. This is assuming he plays the climax combo at all, but I don't see any reason not to. And it looks like Alvin's got exactly 2 cards left in his deck. So he can attack with the Chibi Mikan first, and then attack with one of the climax combo Mikans afterwards, and then he'll deck refresh before his opponent's character gets reversed. So when he does reverse it, he gets a completely fresh deck to search through. So he's using the Chibi Mikan, he side attacks for 1. I think both that Mikan and the Wooser card are both 9/5. Okay, but Brandon does have the 3k counter, so he's going to be able to keep his 2-1 safe. And he also cancels. So I think the 2-1, the wording is kind of weird. It said like the wording on the card is like if you have 3 or less characters, you cannot play the card. So like that implies that you need 4 characters on the stage in order to play the 2-1. We've come across this confusion before on other cards with a similar effect. Like there's a level 1 in Love Live, a level 1 Honoka that says you cannot play her if you have 2 or less characters on the stage, which implies that you need 3 characters already on the stage, otherwise you can't play her. I don't know, maybe it's just me that thinks the wording is a little bit confusing. But, yeah. So Alvin's going to get that search off with his other Climax Combo Mikan. And I wouldn't be surprised to see him go for the 3-2 Yami here. Start setting up for his level 3 game. I think I already saw that he has the Wind Climax in his hand. Okay, he's going to go for the 2-1 Resonance Yami. It's a 2-1-7k. If all of your characters are Transformation or Housework trait, then she gets a 2k buff going up to 9k. And that's on both players' turns. So she's just a permanent 9k basically. And if she reverses her battle opponent, you can pay 1 stock and Resonance to reveal the level 3 Yami in your hand. And you can draw a card. So it's a very solid card for bridging the gap between this deck's level 1 game and its level 3 game. Good solid attacker, and it's able to net you card advantage very easily. So yeah, good card. So I think Alvin should have also switched the positions of the Yami and the Mikan in his back row, so that he could potentially hand encore the 1-0 Mikan. But I think he's probably going to let that card die anyway, so that he can play new characters. Brandon down to his last card. And I think that's the wind climax. Or is that... No, that's just another +2 soul. So he's going to swing direct for 5? Alvin immediately cancels. And Brandon now going into his refresh. I think he's got 6 going in. Maybe 5? Not 100% sure. I'm pretty sure there's one climax still stuck in his stock, like the second or third card from the bottom, and then there's, of course, the climax that he just played. So whether or not Alvin takes this damage, I think, is going to be a deciding factor for the game. Like, if Alvin can cancel these attacks, then Brandon is kind of screwed, because this +2 soul is what's going to help him catch up in damage. Attacking with the Clock Encore for 4. And Alvin cancels again. What a god. And the final attack. Looks like that is for 4 as well. And Alvin takes it. So this leaves him at 2-4. Alvin still has the lead in damage. And he's going to be pushing Brandon to level 3. Like, there's no doubt about it. Brandon's going to go to level 3 this turn, I'd say. So Alvin starts with the 2-1 Yami. And he's got a bunch of zeros in his hand. So he's going to play the Brainstorm Mikan. Her abilities, when she comes into play, he can discard a card. Then he gets to choose a Housework or Transformation character from his clock and add it to his hand. Couldn't totally see what he grabbed, but maybe we'll find out in a sec. Okay, he grabbed a level 3 Mikan, so that's the healer. And the only other playable character he currently has in his hand is that level 0 Mikan Assist. So he could just play that to push for damage if he wants. Alternatively, he could also just push up the Mikan in his back row, so that he is not giving as much information about his hand. But no, he's going to play the level... No. Okay, actually choosing to Brainstorm with the Mikan Brainstorm first. Hits 1 climax, that's going to let him search his deck for 1 character. I wouldn't be surprised to see him grab a level 3 Yami, but no, I think he's out of level 3 Yamis in his deck. And by the looks of it, he's got 4 climaxes remaining. No, 3 climaxes remaining. Not 4. Gonna grab a climax combo Mikan. Despite not having the climax, I think he can use that to... Nah. He can't really run over anything extra. And that's just gonna be it. He can just attack from here. Alright, gonna start with the 2-1 Mikan. That's at 10k, so it's just barely getting over Brandon's 2-1 card by 500 power. And if he reverses the 2-1, then he has the choice to pay 1 stock, reveal that level 3 Yami in his hand to draw a card. But with the amount of climaxes currently in his deck... Whoa, that's surprising. Decides to play the wind. Simply to push for damage, it seems. So that's going to get him 2. Triggers a climax there. Bouncing back the Clock Encore so that he can direct attack for more damage. This is going to hit for 3. And that goes through. Brandon's at 3-4. Alvin's at 2-4. Now, Alvin only has 1 climax left in his deck. Maybe 0, because we don't know what the blind stock was from the gold bar. So Alvin potentially goes back with 5 climaxes in his refresh. Brandon going to 3-stock Encore his 2-1. Doesn't have any level 3s, I think, though. In fact, the card that he just drew is a 1-0 event that gives power, but also involves clocking yourself to get that power. Oh, is that Wooser Destroys the World? I think that is. Is that it? Okay, there's Wooser Destroys the World. So that is a level 3 10k. At the beginning of Brandon's attack phase, all characters on both sides of the stage other than Wooser Destroys the World are sent to the waiting room, and he gets plus 12,000 power until the end of the opponent's turn. And if his attack gets cancelled, you burn for X, where X is equal to Wooser Destroys the World's soul. So in that case, his soul was 4. And if that attack canceled, then Brandon would have burned for 4. So it would have been basically like an additional attack. But it doesn't cancel. The attack just goes through. And it's time for Alvin to try to end the game here. Brandon is at 3-5. He needs 2 damage to stick. Going to start with the 3-2 Yami. Draws the last card of his deck. And going into his refresh now. So the big question is, can he draw into the wind? He has 3 wins. No, he has all 4 wins going back into his deck because he refreshed, or no, he paid out one of the wins by playing the 3-2 Yami before he refreshed his deck. So I think he has all 4 wins going back into his deck. Draws another 3-2 Yami, and he has to discard 1 card before he takes refresh damage. Discards the gold bar. Takes the refresh damage. Probably going to play another 3-2 Yami here. Keep digging for that that wind trigger climax. And he hits it. There it is. He got the wind trigger climax. So he's going to be able to use that Yami climax combo and get a lot of cancel burns. And looks like this game is all over. Even plays the 3-2 Mikan to heal. Probably going to want to play a level 0 to the center slot so that he can minimize the amount of damage that he's potentially inflicting onto Brandon. Try and hit for that exact damage. You don't want to overswing in the late game. Gives the cancel burn to the level 0 Mikan. And a cancel burn to herself, of course. Triggers a climax. So this is going to hit for 3. And because the attack cancels, burn for 1. Going to target the Mikan again. This is hitting for 4. And if this cancels, burn 1. But it doesn't cancel. Alvin's going to take the game. And Brandon, unfortunately, Wooser is going to fall. And fails to destroy the world. Well, actually, no, I take that back. He did destroy the world. He just didn't, win the game off of destroying the world. But yeah, an entertaining game nonetheless. We get to see one of the best decks. Yeah, I don't think it's even like arguable that this is definitely one of the best decks in the current state of the game. Going against Wooser, which is a very interesting deck choice by Brandon. Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed watching this, and we will get on to Game 6 now.